Kia ora everyone. This is just a bit of an overview of what we're aiming for, or asking over the next few weeks. We've set aside 2 weeks for this, but the reality is it's an emergent process, I suppose. So we want to give it time. We don't want to rush anything. We do encourage everyone to get involved. This is a chance to essentially have a voice in the future development in NetNZ, to get involved. That whole cooperative idea, this is where we're going to start things. It does build off what we did in the Hui last year, but this is a chance to just slowly build into something, build a bit of a foundation, and then we're able to have some conversations from there around different focus areas. We are asking everyone to dive into Knowledge Forum, which we introduced last year. So you can see here, this is the welcome page. A number of you had a play with us last year. And what we're asking is that you engage and contribute in a couple of different areas, or one of those areas. So the idea is to essentially, on the long left-hand side here, we've got a few different links. The key links, the general forum is just really a place where you can play around. Sample is as well, I suppose, but the NetNZ Futures, if I open that, double click on it, you'll see in here there's a couple of notes that have been developed. So this is all about looking at sustainability of network learning, the activity we participate in, the future of NetNZ, all that. We've discussed this before, but this is starting it again in a way. So we start right at the beginning. Oops, and this is the beginning note. So if I just probably switch those around, sustainability, and it's asking this question here. And the idea is that we build off this and develop some ideas around this. So this is specifically, this environment is designed to support idea building. So it's not a brainstorm. It's not, you don't throw an idea out and just let it go. What you do is propose an idea or build on an existing idea. So, for example, here I've suggested that one way of approaching sustainability is to embed this at a system level. So, looking at it across the school system, can we embed this network learning approach? Can we embed it in there? And what are the ways we can do this? So that is the beginning of a thread, really, and anyone with ideas can build onto that, and so on. And so this is all around sustainability, NetNZ Futures. Everything relates back to some extent to sustainability, but there's more about it than that. Essentially, you want to look at innovation as well, all sorts of different things. We're just going to look at it within this space. It will take us in all sorts of different directions. And then the other main link is learning and teaching. So we're going to start with a sort of a fundamental question in terms of how we engage learners. But I suppose the key question is, what does this mean for the future development of NetNZ? So essentially what I was exploring here is the development of our learning and teaching and learning space of the educational environment. This is the key part of what we do. What are our strengths? What works really well at the moment? And what do we need to further develop? What sort of processes, systems, what sort of support needs to be in place? There's all sorts of interesting questions to explore there. So someone will need to just dive in and build off this particular question here. The idea is to continually build off existing links. So you don't want a note sitting out by itself. To just give you an idea of what this looks like, it's a number of us, a few of us who are working in this space and using this environment with our students. So this is my philosophy course, and we're currently, students are engaged in 3 different inquiries. If I just click on this, and I've done this for a number of years, this just gives you an idea of how something would evolve in this space and how it works. So this was the beginning note. And then from here, other students build onto that original note. So they came up with an idea. So for example, the question here is, what is love? And Sarah has proposed that love is love more. Well, she asked the question, is love more than a feeling? And that has been further developed by other students. So what happens if I open this, go to read mode, it's a bit easier. I can read about the idea, and then Adelaide has further developed this, and so on. And it's taking it into all sorts of interesting directions. So there's love of feeling, the timeline, there's love unethical, love in the media. So it starts developing, it's a chain of ideas, or an idea that's been developed and develops into different areas, I suppose. Similar things over here, you see sort of chains of notes, which are all in particular idea. So this one originally, what does Christianity define love as? So this really is a thread around religion. So this is what we're aiming for within our own environment, is to actually get these chains of notes which are pursuing and exploring particular ideas. So when an idea is proposed, that it's not just left there, that we actually engage with and see where we can take it from there. That is essentially how it all works. So if I return back to our forum, we played around with that here. And then if I go to the NetNZ, back to NetNZ Futures, we have a reasonably blank space. It's where can we take this question of sustainability? And it's an emergent environment. We can add new pages, views, whatever we need, but this is the beginning. The key is, I suppose, to participate. We know that everyone is busy. We're always busy in schools. We're trying to introduce something in a way where it gives you flexibility, so you use the time where it is available, where you may prioritise it, and where it works for you. We do have a video conference session, or 2 of them, once each week to support this, just to bring everyone together to ask questions and to do stuff together live. But the main thing is not to tie you down too much, so you can contribute, but it can contribute at a time that suits you.